Coming up right now, it's planes, trains, and automobiles at the world's scariest airports.
Also coming up, the U.S. tightens up travel rules with a mandatory 5-year social media disclosure for certain visas.
MasterCards are okay. A little bit later on, an NFL star joins a pop star and a comedian, all for a show on the greens.
How about that? What a trio. Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your host, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and they told me to hide my water, so I had to do that. This is Daily Flash.
Hide your water. Hide your kids.
A place where you have to hide water. I don't know what that says.
Offensive.
Water pills.
Water pills. Is that what it is?
It's a new age.
Working the floor is Sweet Baby James. We're shaking James Alexander. How are you?
Man, I'm coming up with the word of the day. We'll start doing that. I'm thinking about sequacious. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Sequacious.
Did you date her for a while?
Oh, things happen. No kids came out of it, so here's a girl.
Sequacious.
I'm gonna have to Google that. You know
Yeah,
that.
me too.
I hope I'm not saying a cuss word. To my right is Matt Doolittle.
Yeah. So you're going to go over to our website, dailyflashshow.com. James posts some fantastically interesting things, including all his lady friends, on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Want to be on?
And-
You know where to come.
And you can contact him, Flash at dailyflashshow.com. Leave your comments, and make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff on our socials.
Do you hand out virtual beads for these pictures, James?
Only in New Orleans. Yeah.
All right. We talk about travel here a lot on the show.
Man almighty,
And
right?
airplane travel seems to have turned into kind of a nightmare. Cruising as well. Did you hear about the latest?
In Galveston?
Yes.
And it was after the cruise, which was
Yes,
good.
they were disembarking. They're calling it the Bruise Cruise because these people, about 25 people, got into it after the cruise, once they were in the cruise ship terminal, after they had exited the ship. All 24 have been banned from future cruising. They have now been put on the do not sail list.
So I didn't know there was one
Me neither.
at all.
The do not sail list.
Matt and I, we were coming when we were talking about this. We did a story on a different cruise line completely, but it was ironic. And we're like, did you hear what happened in Galveston? And it was like, the people's decorum just goes out the window.
What has happened to people?
Especially.
It's funny, though, the cruise line is a lot like the airline industry. When you say something like that, immediately somebody goes, I know which cruise line.
We didn't have. We brought it up. They didn't know about it, and they was it this cruise line?
Yes.
And
But it's happening across all cruise lines now.
No, you're right.
More and more people
Do
are
you think
fighting.
in all cruise lines? Really?
More and more people are fighting.
Is it because some people would argue once you lower the price and you make it affordable for everybody, it invites a whole different group of people?
It's the drink package.
No, it's not.
It's the drink package.
I was going to say that.
I don't think
say that.
Well, especially, but not if it's the day you're disembarking. They don't even let you use the drink package.
How would
that
you
day.
guys act if you were locked in a certain area with people that you're with all the time? That it's kind of like you guys. Now I think it was like the show. That's amazing. I don't get out of here and start beating people
And you're
up.
in a room that's the size of a Kleenex box
You
for
gotta
the
be
most
careful.
part, right?
Just things happen.
And you eat the
Really?
same food over and over, where it's just, I guess they don't put too much salt in it. It's
Well,
very
yeah, here's the
bland
question.
looking.
What's in the food? Is there something in the food that's causing people to go cuckoo crazy?
I think so.
Some of that food ain't too good, too. So
Just
by the end of it, you're like, put some flavor into this, please.
when the cruise is $75 for a weekend or whatever, or $75
Yes.
a day, that's what
You
you
get what you pay
get
for?
what you pay for.
Yeah.
100%. So keep that in mind. But yeah, speaking of traveling, obviously, as you just mentioned, on a cruise ship in a fight, you don't want to see that. But nobody wants to be on a plane that's flying in or out of an airport that's considered the world's scariest. And yes, there has to be one.
boy.
So a word of caution, avoid the Gisborne Airport. It's in New Zealand. Whatever you can do if you can. Now, this airport is one of the few in the world that has a railway line that's crossing right through its main runway. Not joking. So a plane could actually be taking off or landing at the same time to be able to cross the tarmac. Now, despite it sounding extremely nerve-wracking for both pilots and my head's getting cut off right there. Can you just give me some more room? That's why I keep on doing this here. Anyway, here we go. I'll sit up. There we go. There we are. And there we go. Anyway, very nerve-wracking for both pilots and passengers. Trains pass through the airport about 15 times a year. Air traffic controllers must actually coordinate way ahead of time for all the scheduled crossings. And here's what's crazy. I've never heard of a crash between a plane and a train before. So obviously they're doing something special.
Yes.
And the only time, you remember in Brewster's Million with Richard Pryor, they had a baseball game, they'd have to stop because a train would come through. That's the only, like, who's planning these places where a train and an airplane would come through?
Something
Like
tells me there was an argument and neither side decided that they would cooperate. So the train's like, we're still going through here, and the plane's like, nope, we're still flying through here.
Have you ever flown into Hilton Head, Savannah's Hilton Head Airport?
No.
There is, okay, you have?
Yeah.
You have landed on 2 dead people. So basically this land was, yes, there are grave sites on the runway.
No.
Because I'm not exaggerating, I'm not joking. Google it if you don't believe. So when you land and they, they're plotted out, you see them, and the plane's right on the runway.
The front door.
It was the first time I was in a plane where I could touch both sides.
It was one of them, yeah, the small
It's one
one.
of those things.
You had the luggage behind the net up front.
Have you, Catalina Island in California, have you ever flown in?
I've not done that. I'm not that rich. I can only go to Georgia, but please do tell me when Jeff Bezos was flying you in and he did what?
The airport, the runway in Catalina is on a short cliff.
Okay,
Let
yeah.
me just put it that way. So if you don't hit the runway at just the right speed, then you've got to lift back up and
circle
keep-
back around.
Yeah, circle back
So
around.
imagine certain airplanes couldn't
Yes.
even land there
No.
because they have to be a certain size.
No.
So more travel craziness,
More
right?
travel craziness. The U.S. Embassy in Tokyo just announced new visa requirements in connection with social media accounts. Anyone applying for student, work, or wedding visas must disclose their social media history for the last 5 years. Now, this only applies to the new DS-160 application process. It's part of the new administration's crackdown on foreign student visa holders, especially those who have been involved in violent protests. It does not affect short-term stays or vacations because Japanese passport holders do not require a visa to enter the U.S. for tourism. So make sure if you're hearing this story, you understand all the elements correctly, because it can easily be blown out of proportion.
Politically, I think is what where a lot of this misdirection is actually given. So listen to the words of and what obviously what you had said as well. And it is a big deal, and we're in its place now with people who's coming into this country, what is coming into the country with these tariffs as well, so that you can see how this could fall inside of that political
And
rhetoric.
I think a lot of it has exposed what's happening across college campuses here in the U.S. when you've got more foreign students who are attending our colleges than U.S. residents. So the question is, well, then how do you handle that? How do you balance that student life on that campus? And if you're inviting those students from other countries, are they not sort of responsible for following our rules and regulations?
It seems like they should, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting, as you said that. Do you think that, there's always been a concern, like these other countries are they're well advanced, they're much more advanced to us, but yet they come to our countries to learn their higher education, which says something too. Maybe, we're not really as bad as we think if everybody in the world comes to us to learn to become scientists or whatever that we keep saying. So keep that in mind.
But the challenge too is that they come here and they get educated, then they leave with that education and go
somewhere
back to
else,
their
right.
country. So we don't really get the benefit. We educate them, but we don't get the benefit of their success.
And Harvard and all them, they get their money.
Yeah.
But that's about all we.
$55 billion endowment.
Dude, they got the money.
Yeah,
Don't worry
they're
about it.
okay.
A little bit out of sync.
They'll be okay.
Travis Kelce busted a move while golfing with, guess who else? Justin Timberlake and comedian Andrew Santino. Timberlake took to Instagram to post a video from a recent golf trip. The trio on a golf course lip syncing and dancing to Curious by Midnight Star. Remember them? Kelce started stepping left and right while swaying his hips to the beat. Timberlake actually and Santino, they both joined in the following moves. Kelce eventually stepped out of the rhythm and freestyle spinning. Anyway, they started dancing, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think I need to go play by play.
they don't.
Because when white people dance, there's really no choreograph.
Taylor
And when they try to describe it, they have no idea what they're talking about.
I said normal white people. The Russian ballet are like people that, speaking of people that go to school and study and do things. Anyway, white superstars. Russian ballet, they are not. They are Timberlake was probably the only one who could actually dance in the first place. Anyway, it's fun
Kelsey
to see
doesn't
that.
do a bad job. Yeah, he's doing all right.
Oh,
Travis
they are.
Kelsey. Yeah, there they all are.
So he's doing all right with
Partying in
How
Vegas.
cool is this? And this is their job. They get to go out and play.
And as
Yeah.
long as it's filmed for Instagram, then they're getting paid somehow for it.
Indeed. We want you, obviously, to get paid, and we'll do some dancing during the break. How about that? That is coming up. We still have more on Daily Flash. You don't want to go out and go anywhere. We're going to be talking about bank scams and actually how you could be affected out of this and how to avoid them as well.
Very true. Stay with us. Daily Flash continues right after this.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your bank accounts. Yep, bank scams. They're going high tech. Scam artists are using deep fakes, even AI, to steal from accounts. Here to tell us more is Francis Abola. He's the CEO of Real Advisors. All right, let's talk about this first. How do people use an AI-generated version of their voice to actually interact with their bank? I got to find this out. This is really amazing.
So here's the thing, AI voice cloning has become really, really dangerous, and scammers only need a few seconds of your voice from social media, voicemail, believe it or not, even a YouTube video. You can almost mimic your voice perfectly. There's an Arizona mother who got a call from her daughter sobbing about being kidnapped, and it was all an AI fake. Wow. Another couple in New Jersey lost $10,000 after getting a call that sounded exactly like their grandson in jail, and he wasn't. And a Los Angeles man lost $25,000 to his son after his voice was cloned, saying that he needed bail money. And the FTC and the FBI are both issuing warnings about using voice cloning software. And criminals have actually started using software to bypass voice authentication systems in banks or customer service lines.
Crazy.
And the crazy thing is, the technology is cheap, it's fast, and it's outpacing traditional fraud systems right now. Some of these tools are free or cost less than $5, so your voice is no longer enough to prove your identity when a victim falls into a high emotional situation.
Well, Francis, let me ask you, where did you get your voice from? I mean, that's the thing, is like, obviously, people can get mine off the television, that sort of thing, but where are they getting their voice that they can actually mimic?
Well, that's exactly it. The television, YouTube, voicemails, all these recordings, you only need 30 seconds of information, of voice, to be able to copy it down. It used to take, maybe 2 years ago, 30 minutes or 2 hours. But with a 10-second, a 15-second clip, you can upload it to a website and immediately have a voice clone ready for you in 5 minutes time.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine, if you got to lunch or something, somebody could record it on their phone or that sort of thing. So I can see how they can do it. It makes sense. What about now? Should we start speaking in code to verify our identities? What are some of those things that we should start doing now to prevent these sort of things?
Well, you think of spy movies, right? And use the passcode when you meet that stranger in the alleyway for the pass off. And you know what? That's not far from reality right now, because if you rely on voice alone, you are vulnerable. And so using prearranged keywords or safe words, it's a smart thing, especially when something like money is involved, or an emergency, or a situation you're just not sure. So having a habit of using family safe words is important. Voice technology isn't there yet, and laws aren't there yet to protect you.
Yeah.
So something memorable or easy to verify can help stop a panic-based fraud before it starts.
Okay, so let's say somebody has my voice and a scammer uses it. Can I claim that it was just my AI twin that was going rogue? I mean, what do I do? What's the next step? What do I do?
So, unfortunately, right now, the laws haven't caught up with AI technology. And so we're still operating under the traditional ID system. So it's really up to you to prove that you are a victim and not committing that fraud. And so proving it gets tricky, right? So you have to know that where your voice is being used, especially if you're using the software or leaving a digital voice imprint anywhere you go. You mentioned earlier somebody can record you over lunch, but a lot of people use social media these days. A lot of people use YouTube videos these days and put themselves out there. So you really need to think about having a watermark or authentication system to help proving you as a real person, because banks are relying on multiple forms of verification, not just voice, but you might still fall victim to that.
Makes a whole lot of sense, Francis. Great stuff. We're going to have this and so much more on our website. You can check out Business Insider for more. It's a great article. You need to find this out because this is the future.
Mitch, good stuff there. Well, step aside, Met Gala. You've been outdone by the Pet Gala. This fur-filled gala was inspired by the famous Met Gala and also takes place in New York City. Tickets cost around $300 and proceeds benefit the AKC Museum of the Dog in the Murray Hill neighborhood of Manhattan. The big night gives pet owners in the Big Apple a chance to show up and show off their pets in some of the fanciest doggy outfits out there. The designs are inspired by the ones seen at this year's big show.
We were talking Thursday, about Naomi Campbell. Didn't she get like something happened to her at the Met Gala?
Yeah, apparently Naomi Campbell and Anna Wintour, who's the editor of Vogue and who hosts this big Met Gala every year, got into some sort of a falling out. And so a lot of people are saying maybe Naomi Campbell talked to other people and encouraged them not to go to the party this year because a lot of the A-list celebrities backed out.
My understanding, Naomi Campbell is just a wonderful woman. I've heard so many great things about her. I could see that happening.
Have you seen her? Because she looks amazing.
She does? I'll have to Google her.
I mean, just knockout stunning.
Well, she is, and it's the supermodel that she is, by all means. You're allowed to come with that attitude, I guess, if you're that good.
Yeah,
you're just a couple photographs away, Jackson. You're there.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, speaking of people just not liking each other, it looks like Ryan Reynolds. He's actually kind of keeping quiet about the status of his friendship with Travis Kelce. Listen to this, y'all. The actor recently ignored questions about why Taylor Swift's boyfriend unfollowed him on Instagram. Now, Reynolds and his wife, Blake Lively, have been friends with Travis and Taylor for quite some time. The couple's even enjoyed some double dating fun over the last couple of years. Word is that Kelce decided to unfollow Reynolds following the ongoing legal feud between Ryan's wife, Blake Lively, and her co-star, Justin Baldoni. More than likely, that's what it is. Some say it's toxic. And also, Blake has a new movie out on Netflix.
Simple Favor 2,
Part 2, which is a follow. It's like a thriller comedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And with Anna, I can't think of the other girl.
I know,
It's just
Kendrick.
beautiful.
Anna Kendrick.
Beautiful. I love her. But now you're kind of wondering, like, more and more people are coming out about this Blake Lively because I think a lot of people were on her side before when all this stuff came out.
Yeah, she's accusing her co-star Jason Baldoni of all sorts of egregious behavior.
Right.
However, Penn Badgley, who she co-starred with on CW's Gossip Girl and who dated her for a while, came out and said she was not the nicest person when he arrived on set. She ended up ganging up on him and sort of pitting sides against him until she decided he was okay. So maybe it's part of her personality.
That could be, like, you have to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
Matt Doolittle is coming with a preview of Thunderbolts.
Hey now, welcome to Preview Review for the Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle, and this is where we give you a sneak peek whilst we speak geek. Well, this week we are actually doing a review, and today's edition we are talking about the Marvel Studios film, Thunderbolts.
I am a void. Look what you unleashed. You can't outrun the emptiness.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret.
But I have so many.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, so this is actually a very good movie. So it opened to $74.3 million, which, okay, it's not a, blockbuster explosion, but also you got to remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it didn't get a big buzz right off the bat, but this thing is picking up steam, and I can see in the second weekend coming up that it is actually going to be bigger. Now it stars Florence Pugh, who we knew as Yelena Belova, who we were introduced to in Black Widow and Hawkeye, so she's back in this as the main character. Wyatt Russell, he's playing John Walker. You remember him from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's the disgraced Captain America. David Harbour, who we know from Stranger Things, well, he's the Red Guardian, and one of the funniest guys in this thing, Hannah John Kamen. She plays Ghost. You remember her from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Julie Dreyfus is in this as the bad guy in it, as De Florentine. You got to remember the D. You'll remember it when you see it. And the surprise character of this whole thing, his name is Bob. He's played by Lewis Pullman, and yes, that is Bill Pullman's son. Now, the fun part about this is it feels like the first Avengers. Now, it's a ragtag group of all the bad guys, so it feels very, it's stringing together a lot of pieces. So the bad part about it is, if you haven't seen any of the other Marvel stuff leading up to it, you kind of have to. There's a lot of references to all the Avengers stuff and all that, but I mean, you can pick it up online before you go see it, but it's got a lot of heart. It brings in a lot of nuances and stuff that's going on in the world right now that you're going to pick up on, and it's really, really well put together. It's funny, it's got heart, it's got good action, not over action. It's actually one of these Marvel films where it's not just a bunch of blowing up stuff, and in my opinion, after seeing all the stuff they've put out since Endgame, this is probably the best product as they set up for the future of what these Marvel films are going to be. And guys, check this out. Right after it was released, we found out what the asterisk in the logo was for, as they started putting up signs all over Hollywood with just the new Avengers, not calling it Thunderbolts. So they've got a lot going on behind this movie. I think it's definitely one you should check out in the theaters, and I suggest you definitely go see it before it hits Disney Plus, which it will soon, but go see it in the theaters. It's definitely a theater movie.
You know, hey, that's interesting about that. I like that's kind of cool marketing. So what does it set up? Because there's a long plan, I'm certain, with Marvel, right? What is the end game? That's a different movie.
This is the end. This is the end of Phase 5, which yes, they've been doing this for 17 years now. So it's a big deal. But what I think it's setting up is us going into what's gonna end up being is the next set of Avengers films with Doctor Doom, you know, bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and all these other things. Because in the post-credit scene, we do have a push towards the next set of Marvel films coming out. Okay. So they've really built this up as the kickoff to the next set, like they did with the first Avengers, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't know anything about these guys. I don't know about the Thunderbolts from the comics, so they're really trying to build these up as good characters. And what makes these movies great is they bring in good actors. Like I was saying with Pullman, I didn't know his work before, but his character Bob is so good. He's so great in it, and I can't wait to see where they go.
Our mutual buddy Andy, Andy Campbell, he's good friends with Bill Pullman's son. They grew up together.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
So we'll have Andy on. We'll find out more details about all that stuff. Interesting
Good
stuff.
luck finding him. He's up in the hills of Connecticut.
They have to reinvent themselves, obviously, and it sounds like that they have a plan at least for Marvel, what they're going to be their next big franchise. Makes sense. I can get that. It looks fun. Is it Suicide Squad? Because basically that's what it looks like.
It's Suicide Squad, but good.
Good.
It's got that humor in it that you want. It's not forcing the humor. It's little subtle jokes. And you can tell at the beginning they hate each other. They don't like this. They don't like that. And then at the end of it, you're like, I like the guy that I thought was a jerk at the beginning. It's one of those where you actually start to like them.
It's like the Dateline. When you watch Dateline, you think it's one person, and at the end, it's another one.
I'm concerned, though, this requires homework, because if I have not watched it, I need to go and I have
Matt,
to.
answer that. I'm glad you said that.
There's at least 3 or 4 other movies you need to know and a general idea of what happened in the Avengers and at the end of Endgame. So there is some homework required. You couldn't just go into it empty like you could with Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, and by the way, like at the end of the movies, they'll say like what the critics say.
Yeah.
Matt's going to say Matt Doolittle, Daily Flash. It's Suicide Squad, but good.
Better.
The only person that came out of Suicide Squad that was any good is John Cena with Peacemaker, and the rest of them are completely forgettable.
All right. Good stuff there. Thank you there, Maddie. And of course, you can find this and so much more. It's on our website. You can check out Preview Review, and we have more.
We sure do. Stay with us. We will be back right after this. You miss a minute, you miss a lot. Daily Flash. We're back after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, I'm Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's Chit Chat.
Chit Chat. We love having you along for just that. Got a hypothetical question. I want to back up here first.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Hopefully this will never come into fruition. But, okay, so this English soccer player, somehow he got on a podcast or whatever, and somehow the conversation of this came up.
Okay.
if you had 100 men versus a silverback gorilla.
Oh, geez.
Okay? This is the biggest thing that's going around right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dopey old guys like us.
Dopey old guy. Well, a lot of people are talking about this. I've been hearing about this, and I couldn't figure out why is everybody talking about this. Well, this English soccer player, his name is Joe Hart. He came out and he says, listen, it wouldn't even be a contest. The 100 men would win against the gorilla. Silverback gorilla. So I want to do a quick survey. Just by a raise of hand, who would say the silverback gorilla would win? So let's just take a shot. If we can take a camera shot of here, the floor. Nobody.
Me.
Okay, so you guys think the 100. All right, in the control room, the silverback gorilla. I'm not. All right, you guys think there's okay, and then who thinks obviously the 100 men would win?
I think it depends.
There's no answer to this.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so it looks like it's.
You got 100 dudes like James size or bigger.
Like if you get a bunch of
weapons,
twins,
right?
No weapon. Yeah, the 100 men can't have any kind of weapons.
This is how you win against a gorilla.
How you win?
You show them an ugly woman.
Really?
That is fact.
What?
That is fact.
You show them an ugly woman?
Ugly woman, and the gorilla would run. That is fact.
Where?
How does one test that?
Where did you get this back?
Hey,
go to the zoo and
look it up.
I
start a question. I start looking at her. You show them an ugly woman, and the gorilla will run.
I love that you have
This comes from a primate.
Primatologist.
Yes,
Jane Woodall came out and said
Not Jane.
that's why she. And they kind of like her. She's not all that. Anyway, so if you hear about this, that's where it's coming from because nobody's really saying like. It just this question came up, and on the internet, everybody was talking like 100 men versus a silverback gorilla. Anyway, he says that the 100 men would actually easily defeat because they can overpower the gorilla. What we're used to is what we see in movies where it's always one guy at a time. And I'm like fighting never happens that way. Guys, like if there's a fight and you have a group of guys, the group of guys are going to jump on it. They don't go, all right, it's my turn to fight. I'm going to run in.
Who's the
Just
first
look
guy?
at the cruise.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the first guy that's got to go for there? They're like,
That's-
hey Jimmy, you're in the front. So then, because then the gorilla's going to start like weeding through people. So like, 100 might start, 20 might come out, but okay, they won. But those other 80 are all going to be, they're going to have their limbs torn off, their face ripped off.
Right,
like,
Michael Jackson's monkey.
Exactly.
yeah.
Keegan, you go first.
Keegan.
Guys that are there that don't do anything.
Keegan, raise your hand, Keegan.
Hang out in the background.
So Braden says there's the 5 of the toughest guys would be in the back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're not even gonna do anything.
They're just gonna watch.
They'll just watch. Yeah, I don't think anybody would walk away maybe unscathed. I think a couple people might get a few bruisers. I think that's safe to say. But I do think 100 men versus one gorilla in a soccer match the 100 men would defeat
The 100 men would
gorillas.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just a nice diversion from all the tariff talk and all the other stuff. And I think I'm kind of glad this actually came up.
Is this year's internet dress
think it
where
is.
you're trying to figure out whether it's blue and red or red and blue? Or
Right,
whatever
yeah.
It's
the
the
hell that thing
equivalent of
was?
every guy thinks of the Roman Empire. That it's one of those things. It's like every day a guy thinks of the Roman Empire in some way, shape, or form. It's like
Roman Empire, they did fight silverback gorillas.
They did? They fought in the Colosseum.
gorillas in Rome.
There's a new one making headways. 100 Americans versus 100 people from England.
Oh, we fight dirty. We fight dirty. They're too
already
polite.
did that.
That's not even an option.
All right, we have more Flash, more today's trends and tomorrow's talk right here on Daily Flash. Stick around. We're having some fun.
The tiger beat right here.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Let's face it, finding that perfect Mother's Day gift can feel like, trying to crack the Da Vinci Code, am I right? We got our girl, Jennifer Jolly. She's got the perfect gift guide. What do you have for us, Double J?
It is so nice to see you. Thank you so much for having me. And let me just dive right in with a pro tip here. You know, inflation has been no joke this year. And while we want to really spoil the mother figures in our lives, we do not want to break the bank. So here's something I just found out. If all you do is start with the PayPal app, you get all these cashback offers right at your fingertips from places that you're shopping anyway, like Best Buy, Ticketmaster, Walmart, and more. You just click to save the offer you like on your mobile device. Then it automatically applies it when you use PayPal at checkout. You can also earn additional rewards on eligible purchases with PayPal's own MasterCard. You can get an additional 3% cash back, layering on even more sweet deals. Now, here's another really important gadget. You don't want to let any treasured memories get lost, and you won't if you have the Kodak Slide and Scan digital film scanner. This brings cherished memories back to life with a simple press of a button, letting you quickly and easily view, edit, and convert all those old black and white negatives and 50mm slides to digital files. You can really watch history come to life on the 5-inch LCD screen right on the device. This is a profound bridge to the past, an incredible peace of mind for the future. Do you remember these slides? I have piles of these. This one, I popped it in here. It's my parents' wedding. I love that. Okay, here's another one that I love, and you will too. This is Sprig. This is Kohler's wellness brand. This lets moms transform daily routines into self-care rituals with this infusion device that connects to her shower head and adds aromatherapy pods and other skincare ingredients, like the same kind of skin pampering goodness that you find at luxury spas. This adds it all to her own daily shower routine. It's amazing. You can add on to that whole peaceful pampering vibe with their entire line of natural candles, bath bombs, body and linen mists too. And if you use code JOLLY15, you will get 15% off all of that. You know, moms always tell me, and I'm a mom myself, and I know I always want something heartfelt and homemade. I always want to give something heartfelt and homemade, but I'm a horrible DIYer. So there's been no better way to create or gift the perfect present than with the Cricut Joy Extra. This one gadget really can do it all. It cuts more than 50 different materials like vinyl, cardstock, and iron-on. It can write, foil, and draw, creating personalized, professional-looking full color stickers, labels, cards, tags, t-shirts, signs. I mean, basically anything you can imagine it can make, which makes it the absolute perfect way to honor all moms out there. Bonus moms, dog moms, plant moms. This year it is time to celebrate all women among us who mother. You know what else it's time to do? It's time to give moms everywhere a robot helper, like this iRobot Roomba Combo J9 Plus robot vacuum and mop. This automatically tackles messes with powerful vacuuming and deep scrub mopping. The mop lifts up when it's on a carpet, and then on hard floors, it vacuums and mops at the same time, detecting and steering clear of cords, shoes, pet waste, floor hazards of all shapes and sizes. It even drives itself back to its home base. It empties the dirt, refills the liquid, and charges back up without her having to lift a single finger. I mean, seriously, one less chore. That is a huge score. You can find more details on everything I talked about here, plus all the best gadgets of the year at techish, techish.com. Back to you, and happy Mother's Day.
So Jackson, you know, you've known my kids their entire lives almost.
Yes.
And, you know, I bring them up, and I'm at an age where I'm okay with going to places with no kids,
Yeah.
and I understand now, you know, because there's just something about having no kids around that is so
true.
beautiful. I love kids, though. We love you. We'll be back after this. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. You know, when it comes to romantic getaways, one of the best ways is just to take a cruise. Celebrity Cruises' newest ship, Celebrity XL, is giving date night an upgrade by offering more variety than ever before. Damian D. Lorenz's Celebrity Cruises Director of Entertainment Experience joins us now with more. Damian, I got to find out, what are some of the hottest romantic getaway locations out there?
Absolutely, and thanks for having me. I'm here on board the Celebrity Beyond, which is one of our beautiful Edge-class ships, and Celebrity XL indeed will be the newest ship coming out in November. I'm in a great destination right now, which is this ship, but it is in Bimini, Bahamas, which is a top romantic destination for couples when you're sailing on board one of our ships. Now, not only do we sail here to one place, the Bahamas, we go all over the Caribbean to great places like Cozumel, Mexico, to Grand Cayman, to St. Thomas, to St. Martin, Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. So it's really an unparalleled experience on board and with incredible destinations that our ships visit.
Okay, well then tell me more about this Celebrity XL. It sounds interesting.
Well, on Celebrity XL, we are upgrading the date night experience like never before with more options and more experiences than we've ever had on board any one of our ships. If you love the world of food and beverage, the culinary world, we have 32 different food and beverage options, which are globally inspired throughout the ship with our award-winning cuisine, as well as the largest footprint of entertainment and activities that we've ever had on board any one of our ships in our fleet, with incredible creative producers that come from the worlds of film, Broadway, London's West End, and some incredible experiences that touch on wellness, participatory, and passive activities as well. So there's absolutely something for everyone on board these ships.
Where can viewers go if they want to start cruising?
That would be celebritycruises.com. That's our website. That's where you're going to find all the information that you need for upcoming bookings, the incredible ships, the incredible design features, and the destinations that they travel to. But look for Celebrity XL, because you can participate in our Dream Makers, which you can contribute to some of the decisions that will be made and shape the experience for our brand new guests on board.
Thank you so much. I want to get out on the water. We're going to share this and more on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Whether you're celebrating a mom or treating yourself, lifestyle editor Joanne Butler joins us with a scoop on the must-haves for mom this year. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, thanks for having me. With spring all about refreshing and renewal, beauty and skincare make great gifts for the mom who loves some self-care, who doesn't? And I just love Tree Hut. They're made with really skin-loving ingredients and scents that smell just so good and just make every routine feel like a treat and really a moment of pure pampering. So for a Mother's Day gift that's all about smooth, silky, moisturized skin, they have a few must-haves you need to know about, starting with exfoliation. That's really the first step for great skincare. And they have this amazing shea sugar scrub that just gently buffs away dry skin and just leaves it feeling soft, nourished, and glowing. And then their shave regimen, just love it. This is their new pre-shave foaming polish. It has lactic acid in it and just sweeps away impurities and preps the skin for a smoother shave. You follow it up with the moisturizing shave oil to keep your skin hydrated and really help prevent irritation and bumps and still get a really super close shave. Then you finish it off with the aftershave serum to calm, refresh, and lock in softness. We bundled them all together in this cute little gift basket, and you've got the perfect way to spoil mom this Mother's Day. It's super easy to find Tree Hut too, which I love, and super affordable. You can get them right at Target, Walmart, or Ulta. Now, of course, what mom doesn't love breakfast in bed? That always sets the tone for the rest of the day, especially pancakes. Those are always, that makes everything special. Pearl Milling Company is always my go-to for those. They're always inspiring families to just stack up joyful moments with fun and exciting twists on classic recipes. And their mixes and their rich, delicious syrups just make it really super easy to create tasty moments that everyone will just cherish. And this year they've partnered with Nutella to make it even more fun and yummy. And we made a couple of their things. This is the apple pecan pancakes, folded an apple and pecan, put it right in the mixture, added some Nutella, hazelnut, and cocoa, layered it in between, extra pecans on top, super yummy. And then these are the fruit and pancake stackers, little mini pancakes with Nutella drizzle, fruit in between, put little sticks in them so they're finger friendly. The kids just love them. These and a ton of other great recipes on their website at pearlmillingcompany.com/recipes, and just search for Nutella for all these goodies. And of course, don't forget the homemade card, little flowers, coffee, milk, and you're good to go.
All right, thank you, Joanne. Well, with summer a few weeks away, right now is the time to start planning your next vacation. Travel expert Valerie Joy Wilson joins us from St. Augustine, Florida, right up the road. She's teaming up with Visit Florida to share unique ways to explore the sunshine. Hey there, Valerie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be coming to you live from one of my favorite places, St. Augustine.
All right, tell us more about St. Augustine, why it's such a great summer travel destination.
Yeah, there's so much culture and history here. I've been all around the world, and St. Augustine really is second to none when it comes to culture. St. Augustine is actually America's oldest city. It was founded in 1565 by the Spanish, and you can really see that in the Spanish revival style. You can see that behind me right now with Flagler College. Shockingly, this is not a green screen. It really is this beautiful here. And you can see it with the brick-lined streets, and inside Flagler College has the largest collection of Tiffany stained glass in the entire world. It is absolutely incredible.
You've got to have some other unique destinations to visit this summer. What are they?
Some other great destinations to visit in Florida, yes, absolutely. So until the end of the month, Clearwater St. Pete area, the Clearwater Sugar Sand Festival. It is a sculpting event. These are masterpieces. It is really spectacular. And then if you want to get into the culture, which is something I love, heading down to South Florida to the Atatiki Museum to learn about the Seminoles, which are still present throughout the city today.
Great stuff. Folks want more information. Where can they go?
For more information on beautiful St. Augustine and, of course, every place in the Sunshine State, you can head to visitflorida.com to help plan your vacation.
St. Augustine, one of the oldest cities in America, the oldest, actually. Thank you, Valerie. We'll post this on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
So, Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, dog and cat! It's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the music.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Hey, before we head into the weekend, we always give you our picks for stream for the weekend. This is where we got to tell you something you got to check out on your streaming services. Andrea, what's your pick?
Okay, I love a good home reno show. This one takes it to the next extreme. My pick for this weekend is the new home renovation show on HGTV called Castle Impossible.
Okay.
One day, they inherited an enchanted castle far, far away in the heart of France. Kings and queens once danced in its ballrooms, and legend tells of buried treasure hidden somewhere in the castle.
We like to think of the chateau as a fairy tale. It's both the beauty and the beast.
This is a great show. They're renovating a castle in France. She inherited it from her grandfather.
Oh.
They're from California. They had no plans of moving to France to renovate a castle, and here they are.
Not a bad problem, I guess.
Yeah, no, right? Not at all.
Alrighty, well, my pick this week is from one of my favorite YouTube pages called Expedition Theme Park, and it's the abandoned and creepy history of Warner Brothers Jungle Habitat Park.
Ooh.
In October, a lion attacked a tourist when he couldn't read signs and rolled down his windows near a lion and tempted the lion to come over. As he did not speak English or Spanish, the only languages reported on the signs in the park. 2 months later, TV personality Jack Parr was bitten by a tiger cub while at the park.
Yeah, so they tried to put it was in West Rutherford, New Jersey, or Milford, New Jersey. So it's in the middle of nowhere, Jersey. They're trying to do this wild park mixed with weird-looking Warner Brothers characters. It's really a weird mismatch, but it's a great
like Tweety Bird on stage.
It was Tweety
there.
Bird. There's
Okay.
a Bugs Bunny that looks like he had better days going on. So
He had bugs literally in it.
Yeah.
All right, a young CIA lawyer who gets thrust into a dangerous world of international espionage after a former asset threatens to expose the agency. This is The Recruit.
Yo, got a note from our secret friend trying to set a meet. You get caught spying. You are a dead man. Thanks for the assist.
There is only 2 seasons of The Recruit. It's pretty action-packed, good story. Noah Ciencio plays Owen Hendricks. You can catch this on Netflix right now. It's pretty good, bingeable.
Ooh, sounds like a good binge
Yeah,
watch.
it is.
Yeah.
That does it for our show. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Be good, everybody. For more information on any of today's stories, be sure to visit dailyflashshow.com.